All right, welcome back, everyone. This is the Gamers Podcast, and we are Gamers. I'm your host, Justin. With me, as always, we have Lawrence,
Hey everybody.
and we have Rident with us.
Hey guys.
And we actually have a special guest today. I don't know if you've been keeping up with our Twitter feed or if you've been watching the other announcements we made all across Facebook, but our special guest today is none other than the community manager for Tecmo Koei Europe, Chin.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
Yeah, all good. I just finished my work. Well, yeah.
We just finished.
How are you guys?
You just finished the official work. Now the fun stuff begins.
Yeah.
I'm working every, whole day and night.
Hey man, no rest for the best of the best.
Yeah.
In case you guys didn't know, we have Chin with us today to help us promote and announce the next Tecmo Koei Day that we're planning to have. And this Tecmo Koei Day that we're having is going to be focused on DOA 5, since we all know that came out last week. So we wanted to give everyone a chance to get familiar with it, and now we want to have just a huge day to celebrate this awesome game. So
what do you guys think about DOA 5? Do you like it?
I have to say, it's the first fighting game I've picked up in a long time, and it's really fun. It's easy to pick up. It's easy for beginners to get into, and the more time I spend with it, the more I'm getting like the nuances of the hold system. I use Zack a lot, so I'm learning how to use his feints. Because when I first got him, like, why would I have a combo that just interrupts with a taunt? That makes no sense. But now I get it. It makes sense because when I do that taunt, someone else is going to try to hold, and then I just pop them right after the taunt. So it's very nuanced. I like it. I'm enjoying it. My only complaint, well, it's not really a complaint. This is just that Justin sucks. I can't beat Alpha 1. I can't beat Alpha for the life of me. Every time I try, it's just zip, teleport. I'm like, you know what?
Well, she's the boss. What can you say?
Well, yeah, there you go.
At least
DOA 5 is easy to pick up. It's easy to play. It's easy to start with, but it's not easy to master.
Exactly.
So it will take you a time to gonna learn to become better and better.
Well, don't I know it?
Yeah.
we were discussing the Tekken tag last week and the fact that I couldn't defeat Jun. Now Alpha for me is a lot easier. I'm a lot more comfortable with the Dead or Alive fighting system than I am with Tekken. So she wasn't a problem for me. But I can see she was a problem in Dead or Alive 4. She was more of a problem in that. And it's good that you can just jump into on the story mode. You can just jump into whatever chapter you're on, as opposed to having to redo the arcade mode again just to get to the end boss and get frustrated.
Right.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite character? May I? For DOA 5, is it Zack?
Oh yeah, mine is definitely Zack. The Muay Thai style, I guess his form of it is my favorite. Just rapid punching, rapid kicking, relentless assault. That's what I like. I guess my second favorite would be Mela. My second.
Oh wow. Did you notice that she sweats a lot? Like if you compare Mila to other characters, she sweats more. I don't know why, but if you kind of pay attention, or maybe I'm wrong, I don't know.
Well, she's got all that equipment. She's got the boxing gloves, the helmet. I don't know. I have no idea.
Where's you can take.
Well, we all know Ryan's favorite character has to be Rig, since there's such an uncanny resemblance between the two.
Now, yeah, I mean, I'm loving Rig. I mean, probably my main character who I've been trying to grow with more is Christy. I like her character in the story. She's got quite a kind of sexy character in the story.
Because she's British.
There you go.
Mystery solved.
You see, right? Rident likes Rick because he looks like Rick, and Rident likes Christy because she's British. It's so easy to guess, right?
Mystery solved.
Kind of got you there.
No, I also have been quite fond of Mila too. I'm quite okay with doing her critical stuns as opposed to other characters. Her and Christy, I'm quite comfortable pulling off combos to get their critical stuns going. Other characters, I kind of kick away or push away before I end up pulling off that final punch. Punch into the critical stun, so I need a bit more practice in that.
Cool. So how about
Mila?
Lawrence?
I'm comfortable with too.
Okay.
Right. So Lawrence, what do you think of it so far?
So far I'm kind of trying to get the hang of the whole system as opposed to other fighting games, because my only DOA experiences were DOA 2 Hardcore on the PS2 way back when that was released. And I haven't played a DOA game since until Dead or Alive Dimensions on the 3DS. And now I'm going into DOA 5, and it just feels like night and day trying to go from DOA Dimensions going to DOA 5. So right now I'm kind of adjusting to it, but I'm starting to get there a little. My favorite character right now is Mila. She's become my favorite character. I think
Everyone likes her.
How can you not?
Everyone.
Like her?
It's the wink.
yes.
It's good because sometimes it's kind of risky to kind of create a new character into the game, but it's good that you guys love Mila and Rick, so that means we're on the right track.
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely like Rick since he's not the, you could say, stereotypical Taekwondo user. Like, the most Taekwondo users are focused only on the kicks. Rig seems like he actually has more punches thrown in with him that are also, pretty useful in terms of his character and his fighting style. And then, of course, most Taekwondo experts are usually, like, they focus on using the flamenco stance, and he's more free-flowing with his style than most.
Yeah. Yeah, if you take, for example, Sarah, she's kind of uses the flamingo a heck of a lot more than she, like her character always did.
Right.
Yeah.
So are you guys using the normal costumes or swimsuits?
I'm using normal costumes.
Okay. So what? So did swimsuits work? Or
No, I haven't started my 360 edition yet, so that's got the collector's edition swimsuits in it.
so you guys are good boys.
Yeah, but I actually prefer their.
I don't know
their
why,
outfits.
because the option is there. So every time if I select a character, if there's the swimsuits or bikinis, I always pick those. I don't know why.
See, you guys made the mistake of making the original costumes really nice.
Yeah. I actually
Okay.
Like the
I
default
really like
costumes
it.
look pretty cool. So it's like
Okay, that's the good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, Helena's outfit is fantastic in this game, I will say.
Yo, Helena, like her first scene, I'm just like, damn, she's such a boss right now. Like I have no idea who you are, but clearly you're in charge. And yes, you win.
I love Helena's outfit. The white outfit. I don't know what's name, but that looks really, really nice.
Yeah, the really casual one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, stick some glasses on that and it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, so do you guys know how to kind of what? Put on the glasses on the characters? If you kind of hold the left button when you choose the costumes, you will have like the glasses for some characters.
Yeah.
I did that by mistake once.
And if you hold the left button L1 R1, you can change the hairstyles too on some characters.
Hold on, I did not know. Okay, hold up.
So Helena, you can if you hold R1 when you choose her, her hair will be down as opposed to being tied up.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know that one.
I think Kasumi has a couple of hairstyles. Lifan does.
If you hold the left button or right,
Yeah.
they will wear glasses. If you're gonna choose them with maybe triangle or circle or any other buttons, you can change the
Underwear styles.
yeah the colors.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I haven't been experimenting.
Rident knows best.
One thing I will say that I really like about DOA 5, the roster isn't huge. Like, it's not a huge 50-man roster. And because it's so, I don't want to say small, but it's like the right size. Each character gets the right amount of development. Each person gets the right amount of focus. And you can really just get a feel for all these characters and they're not just faces on a screen, you know?
Yes, they're all unique. Like, they have their own personality.
Yes.
They have their own, which is, I think it's the right number. It's not more or less. It's 23, right?
20, yes,
20.
I think so.
Yeah. 23 or 24 plus alpha. Sorry, I feel so bad because I work for this company. I'm not sure.
Dude, I haven't yet unlocked Alpha. I need to get a few more titles to do that. So.
Okay.
I just want to say.
I have up high.
Oh, by the way, we have a lot of DLC, which is mainly focused on the costumes that the fans have been requesting on Twitter. So
Like the orange outfit.
Yeah, the costume pack 1 has already out. It's already out, so you can grab it for free. But we have a couple more coming. Yeah.
Right. I already downloaded the first costume pack, so that's already set for me.
Oh yeah, we saw the announcement. We made the announcement on GAMRs.tumblr, and once it posted, I was like, well, I know what I'm doing when I get home.
Awesome.
So
I just want to say for DOA 5, as a long-standing Virtual Fighter fan, they did a very fantastic job of translating the Virtual Fighter characters to DOA 5.
So you can definitely feel it, right? Or
Yes.
yeah, cool.
I need to switch my control scheme to play Akira. To switch it. I need to switch my control scheme to be the Virtual Fighter control scheme that I used, which is different than the default control scheme in the game. That's how good of a job they did. Akira is pretty much intact.
Cool. That's very impressive. Now, hold on. Lawrence, you would know this. The stage where you fight him in story mode, is that a Virtual Fighter stage? I can't help but think that I've seen that stage somewhere before.
It's not a Virtual Fighter stage per se, but Virtual Fighter has a similar looking stage.
Okay.
Like, I think either it was Kagemaru or Aoi's stage in Virtual Fighter is similar in style with the cherry blossoms falling through.
Right, cause his fight, I got a sense that this is a DOA person fighting in a Virtual Fighter game. It just felt different in the best possible way.
Yes. I actually did enjoy the fight between Kokoro and Akira. I found that fight pretty fun.
Right.
Like, one thing I found cool in that fight was when I was playing through it, Akira hit me with his Hogeki Unshin Sokusho, or the Stun Palm of Doom. He hit me with it. I was like, okay, and I grabbed Akira and I hit him with Kokoro's version of the same move, and that's how I won the match.
That's awesome.
So I was like, okay, you hit me with that. Here's my version. 1, 2, 3.
Oh man. So yes, you've heard us rant and rave about DOA 5. Now let's get into the details of Tecmo Koei Day. What we have planned is we want to have a DOA 5 tournament, one on 360, one on PS3. It will be October 12th through the 14th, Friday evening to Sunday morning. And
This was next week, right?
yes, that's
Next week?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
and as we get closer to the actual date, we'll post more information on the official TK Day tournament. But really, it's not just about DOA 5. It's about any Tecmo Koei game that you feel like playing. If you want to dust off your copy of Dynasty Warriors 7, Dynasty Warriors 7 XL, get those last little bits of titles before Empires comes out. If you want to get back into Warriors of Orochi 3, finish off the last bit of DLC stages they got out. If you want to do some Dead or Alive Dimensions, as Lawrence mentioned earlier, it's really just a celebration of Tecmo Koei, because we feel like they really don't get enough love outside of Japan. So we try to share the love on this side of the world as well.
Oh my god, I feel so loved. Thanks.
You should feel the love, man. You should feel the love.
I feel the love from you guys every day. I just it's true. So you guys are the people that kind of keep me going and push me really just want me, how to say, I just want to be better so I can kind of keep supporting you guys. So thank you for the TK day and for the community, TK family.
TK family indeed.
All warm and fuzzies. Warm and
Right.
All those feels.
yes. Well, actually, while we have Chin here, some of us, we asked you guys to submit questions on our Tumblr, and I think Rident, you said you had those questions we can ask.
Yep. If you bear with me.
All right.
Just need to open them up.
Okay. And while you're opening that up, I noticed Tecmo Koei Japan released a new trailer for Dynasty Warriors 7 Empires. I guess where they outline more of the features. They outline a new weapon they've added to the system. We have Zushu, his new weapon, and Zhao Ba is getting a new weapon called the Siege Lance. It's a cannon with a spear, and it's just as awesome as it sounds. I don't know how else to describe this thing. It's one side is a cannon / rocket, and he uses that to propel himself around the stage. One of his moves is literally he'll jump off screen, and he turns into a targeting cursor. You just move that, and he'll land like a mortar.
God, so he's so badass now. So how can Zhao Yun compare to him? All the new characters are getting cooler and cooler, right?
That's what it seems like. It seems like with each new edition, they're trying to like push themselves even further and further over the top. And I kind of like the direction they're going.
We want some more love for Yubei.
Yeah, I know. The stupid twin swords. Well,
which we were talking before, because was it Dynasty Warriors 4 or 5 where he was actually meant to have twin swords, and he was animated without a sword in his hand?
They kind of, yeah. Well, I want to talk about 7 Empires. The features, I mean, one of the things I like about Empires is the edit mode.
Yes.
Which
Yes.
you know, in Empires you can create your warrior, but in this one you can actually, how to say, customize the face of the character, which I try to make it look as similar as who you are, as your look, which is very I think it's the best customization yet for the Empire series.
Yes. We posted the creative because someone went to the Tokyo Game Show and I found his YouTube video and I posted that on our Tumblr, and it just shows the entire Creative Warrior process. What they
you were the one who posted that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I shared.
No. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I found it from someone at the Koei Warriors message board. I want to say it was Black Kite. I think that's his username, but I can't remember if that's who it was or not.
It has to be Black Kite. Oh, I miss him. I know. Well, I for years. He was the guy who kind of started Koei Warriors with me. So.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Black Kite. He's been there the longest with Crimson Dragon, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But yes, I saw the Creative Warrior video, and the way you can tweak the faces, the closest thing I can get to describing it is, if anyone remembers the what was it? Level 5 just put out the RPG. What's it called? White Knight Chronicles.
Oh, White Knight Chronicles.
That's how in depth you can get with designing the faces. It's pretty in depth. It's pretty intense. It's way more than just select this preset. It's okay. Adjust the sliders. Where do you want the nose position? How wide do you want the nose? How wide do you want the smile?
And each of the little things had most of them had color options as well. So you can have, if you wanted green hair and orange eyebrows, you can give yourself green hair and orange eyebrows.
Exactly. You are.
Also, you can like the eye color. You can like the left eye color, right eye color, you can
Yes.
change them, which is very, how to say, what did you say there? I don't know the word, but it's probably the best customization.
Customization, yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it is insane the amount of detail you can give these characters. There's you have all the edit parts from Empire 6, plus new edit parts, plus
Yeah,
new
you can
ways
spend
to
hours
cut-
to create your characters.
Oh yeah, I already know when it comes out on our side in February, I'm probably going to spend the first couple days just filling up the 200 slots you get for your Creator Warrior.
You know what? I'm going to stalk your Facebook accounts, your pictures. I'm going to customize the character that looks exactly like you. But I can customize Rident easily because I've seen him all the time.
Yeah.
I'll make one and I'll post a picture of.
Ha! See, you actually don't have to do that because I can do that myself and then upload it and allow you guys to download it. Ha! Segue. I just did that.
Yeah. Yeah, another cool feature for the Dynasty Warriors 7 Empires edit mode, you being able to upload your own creations and then download them from the general server, so it kind of saves you time if you're looking to create a certain type of character. It saves you time, so now you can look through what other people have uploaded in that style and then just download it yourself and just use it in your Empires mode for your use.
And a cool thing about that feature, it actually saves the playstyle you use with that person. So they're not just getting your character, they're getting how you act with that character, how you fight with that character. So
Wow.
Okay, that can actually be pretty cool depending on how, accurate it can be. Like sometimes if someone plays a hyper aggressive type of play style, like they're just cutting through people, imagine the AI replicating that in your army.
oh, that could be fun.
Yeah, that could be fun, but at the same time it can be like, okay, you're in the sea of red.
Fall back. Nah, man,
it's
good. I'm good.
Such and such general is in trouble, and you wonder why.
One of the other, I guess the last feature we can talk about for the Creator Warrior. One of the features they're allowing you to do, the NPC characters. You can actually replace the NPC generals with your Creator Warrior creations. So if there's an NPC that hasn't been made into a unique character yet, and you're always like, well, why haven't they put so and so in the game yet? Well, you can make your own version of so and so now. I know on the wayside, Ujin and Uajin, the people have always wondered where they are because they're two of Cao Cao's 5 great generals. Well, you can actually make them now, and you just flip over, and they will have that unique look, that unique build that you gave them. So I think that's a pretty cool feature.
I can hitch in now praising this feature, saying whenever someone asks him, why is it so-and-so in Dynasty Warriors, you can say, create them.
Create them. Yeah, that's true.
You can make them.
See, it's like...
But I want to be... what? I have to be honest. Like, for Empires, we don't have English voice. Which is... because sometimes... I got an email from a lot of people why they ask me about why Warriors Orochi 3 doesn't have the English voice. So I need to give some sort of head up to kind of tell people that one of the down point is we don't have English voice, unfortunately. But everything else is very, very good.
See, for me, Dynasty Warriors 7, well, since Dynasty Warriors 7, I've been playing them all with Japanese voiceovers, so for me it's not been a problem. But I can see for a lot of people who have been playing them with the English voices that it may be a bit more of a bother.
Yeah, I've been playing since DW2 in English voices all the way through. Even when the games had the option, I just kept it on English. So I've heard the good voices, which are in Dynasty Warriors 7, and the bad ones all the way back in DW2 and 3. So
well, we even had one of the voices from Dynasty Warriors 7 on the show, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
So you guys always use English voice, right?
use
you guys
Japanese
are okay
voice
with
now.
the English voice or Japanese voice now?
I use
use
Japanese
English.
voice now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It,
I think it's best to have English voice as well, because this is what I will be doing to kind of keep pushing the team to kind of include a mega complete package.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And in America, it's download only for PlayStation 3 as well, isn't it?
right. Part of Sony's policy is if you don't have an English language track, they will not release it on disc in the North America region. So it's going to be a download. You have to download it.
Yep. Similar to One Piece Pirate Warriors.
That is correct. I still need.
But we have our
How long
community
did it
that
take you guys to download?
See, it is sitting in my download queue now. The last time I looked at it, it said it would take about an hour or so. But I always turn off my PlayStation right before it finishes downloading. So.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, Warriors Orochi 3 took me, since it's the same size as One Piece, 11 gigs.
Right.
Orochi 3 took me, I think it was an hour and 20 minutes. And then after it downloaded, I had a scare because the router went out.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Yeah. But luckily it was at the install portion. So the downloading was done. It just had to install it. So the router going out didn't affect the game having to install. So I was good, but it scared me for a second. Because as soon as it finished, it was like, and router died. I'm like, oh, you're kidding me. And I'm seeing the numbers still go up. I'm like, okay.
But it's a lot of space, isn't it? Especially if you're still using one of the older PS3s, and that's the 6 of some of these older PS3s, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Or
still
more than a
have
6.
I still have my fat PS3, 80 gig from 2009, I believe.
Okay.
So that PS3 has seen some mileage on it.
It has seen some old and dusty rivers.
Yep. So right now it's.
Go on.
I was about to say. So right now it's sitting there with Warriors Orochi 3 installed at 11 gigs, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 it's a 7.5 mandatory install, and Dead or Alive 5, which is a 2.7 games alone go up to 20. And it's just sitting there going, just take me out of my misery.
Please, just replace my hard drive.
Fix this. I only have 6 gigs left.
6 gig left for Empires, and then you're done.
Oh no, that's no way that's gonna be 6 gigs.
Yeah, I'm expecting another 11 gigs from Empires.
Oh, it's gonna be
He's expecting to have to buy another. He's going to buy another PlayStation for that.
That's dedication.
Well, I bought a PlayStation for Extreme Legends when that came out. So.
Oh yeah, I remember reading your Twitter over that one. Yeah,
But it was worth it. It was worth it. I've got a few, I've now got a few more things on the PS3, and I actually enjoy using the system. So.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a great console. I would argue all 3 consoles this gen are great, just in their own way.
Yeah.
Right. It's all just a matter of what do you feel like playing.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to these consoles, I love my Xbox for the social side of things. When it's so much easier to communicate with friends, it's so much easier to jump into games and invite people into games, etc. PS3, there's a heck of a lot of games which I like, especially if you want Japanese games. They're all on the PS3 system as opposed to the Xbox system. And I don't have a Wii, so I can't say anything about that.
Yeah, I only have a PS3. I don't have a 360 or a Wii. So I can't really say too much on either of those fronts. But I can certainly, praise the PS3 up and down.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't blame a console. I mean, I have no issue with either of the two. So
Yeah.
I don't know what people's issues are with them.
Yeah. Let's see. Like for the PS3, the earlier ones had the hardware failure rate, But that was also for the 360, so both of them kind of had that thing going with them. And then, I would almost say the rest of the issues would kind of lean toward hardware specific on the consoles. Like, the PS3 is a more powerful console, but some people would say the 360 is more convenient, because the hard drive is just easily taken out, whereas the PS3, it's more, you have to unscrew an opening and this and that, and it's just a few minor things between them, I would say. And because of the PS3 being a stronger console by default and a stronger format with the Blu-ray, some games that are 1 disc on the PS3 are like 3 discs on the 360, and it just, yeah. But the Wii is just, the Wii is just sitting there going, okay, you two do that. We'll do this.
Give me a shout when you stop playing.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you're also working on Ken's Rage 2, aren't you, Chan?
Yeah. Based
What can you tell us on that?
Sorry?
What can you tell us on that?
Well, Ken's Rage 2, some people might think is like a story after the first Ken's Rage, but it's actually not. It's still at the first story, but you have more characters. It's like more characters, more. How to say? It's better version of the first Ken's Rage.
So is it like what they did with Warriors Orochi, where they did Warriors Orochi and Warriors Orochi 2 was pretty much the same game but better?
Yeah, but better. I tried the game in Tokyo Game Show. It was really, really better than the first one. It's really fast now, and you have a lot of new characters to play. And then, well, I haven't actually have a full experience about this game, but what I can say is the producer and the dev team, they were trying to make this a really good Fist of the North Star, which is why they call it Shin Hokuto Musou in Japan.
Oh, okay.
So are you so if
Sorry?
if we haven't tried the first game, we can just jump straight into the second game and
Yeah, definitely.
No problem.
No problem.
Okay. So it's kind of like the whole Dynasty Warriors thing all over again, with Sengoku Musou and then Dynasty Warriors 2 being Shin Sengoku Musou. Now it's kind of that way with the Hokuto Musou.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. It's that much of a content expansion.
So
over
you
the first
see,
one.
people will get confused. People really got confused with Dynasty Warriors. Why Dynasty Warriors 7 is Shin Sengoku Musou 6, and why Warriors Orochi 3 is what? Musou Orochi 2.
Right,
Yeah.
because our Warriors Orochi 2 was Musou Orochi Mau Saiden, or something like that in Japan.
You're right. Yeah,
Okay.
Mauser, yeah.
Yeah, so now all of a sudden with the US release, it's, okay, Warriors Orochi 3 is coming out. Why is it Musou Orochi 2? Why isn't it numbered in Japan?
It's Warriors. I don't know.
The only one that's still in line is Samurai Warriors, and I'm expecting Samurai Warriors 4 to undo that.
Please, yeah.
I'm expecting it in Japan, Shin Sengoku Musou. US, Samurai Warriors 4.
I won't let that happen, so no worries.
Okay. It's not that big of a thing. It's kind of like the Warriors. I don't want to say it's a joke on the Warriors series.
No, it's just like you have to explain it every time, because why? You have to explain it like every time for those who didn't get it. For those who don't get it, you just have to explain. But it used to be just Dynasty Wars, and now Warriors Orochi, and next Mono Ken's Rage.
Right. Okay. And now, because of the number differences, it's always, okay, it's this because this.
Yeah.
Like, you need to almost copy and paste it every time. Just have it on a WordPad and go copy, paste. Copy, paste, send. Copy, paste, send.
Have your pre-written rebuttal.
You know what, Lawrence? I'm going to do that tomorrow.
It's gonna have. So what you need is a hotkey. So every time you do this hotkey, you just automatically paste it.
Yeah. I should have made this already, but yeah. Thank you.
See, don't stop there. You should have just like a set of pre-written rebuttals. So when people ask you certain questions like, "Oh, why isn't this in English?" or "Why isn't this coming out in this country?" you can just say, "Copy and paste," and copy and paste.
I think you should do a thing he does from Platinum Games. It constantly tweets out the previous tweet that links to the previous tweets when someone else has already asked the question.
Yeah, Hideki Kamiya has a thing where if someone asks a question where he's already answered it, he will relink that tweet. And sometimes if it's a question that's constantly asked again and again and again and again, it'll be nothing but he'll link to this tweet. You click it. That links to this tweet. You click that. That links to this tweet. And you keep going until the end where the answer is like 20 tweets later. And it's just a one-word answer. Yeah.
Like, no.
It's like, no, not interested. And it's like, you just wasted everyone's time.
Oh, man. Ryan, did you manage to pull up those questions yet?
I did, yeah. First one we got, I guess we could kind of all answer, but I'll ask it to Chin first. If you can get involved in esports in a big way, what genre and game would it be and why?
Well, I don't really know. Can I answer that? Because as far as I know, I only know IGN Pro League, and I actually didn't attend to that. But if I get a chance, definitely I'm going to that one.
See, for myself, I would probably stick to fighting games myself. I mean, I enjoy watching the fighting game tournaments and stuff. There is the IGN Pro League, which I've been watching since they've been showing it up. And watching a few other streams since they've come about, and then there was, the regular Evo, and for the fighting games and stuff, which I've kind of gotten into watching as well. Now Dead or Alive 5's out, I'll probably like to see more of that. So for a game for myself, would be that.
For myself, being completely honest, when I went to PAX earlier this April, I got a chance to look in on the League of Legends, that huge League of Legends event, and they actually had commentators commentating the whole thing. That looked insanely fun. I would not mind being a commentator for a Dead or Alive tournament, Madden tournament, 2K tournament,
Wait,
League of Legends.
Was there Alive there?
No, this was way
PAX?
before. I think Dead or Alive was still in development when we had PAX East.
Oh, okay.
But no.
If you can sponsor me to PAX, I'll love you forever. I'll love you.
You know what? We will find a way to make this happen. We will.
Let's do it. You know what? My vision for tomorrow is no, not tomorrow. I mean next year is going to America.
His vision for tomorrow is he's going to make sure that there's a PAX event on.
No, not
someone's
tomorrow. I mean,
someone's got to fly him out there.
Yeah, definitely. It was actually real. When I went to PAX, they actually had a Tecmo Koei booth. I forget what they had. I know they had Dynasty Warriors 7, and they may have had XL. I can't remember what it. They had a presence there, but it wasn't really much beyond the games.
So what is the biggest event in America? Gaming event? Is it PAX or
E3?
I know the biggest probably is E3,
And-
but apart from E3.
Apart from E3, I'd actually have to say it's probably the different PAX events, because they have one on the East Coast and then one on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Comic-Con alongside them is also...
Right.
It's Comic-Con, but it's also very gaming-oriented.
Well, Otakon is really starting to get a huge gaming presence now as well.
So there are so many cons. So if I could go for just one, which one do you recommend me to go?
If you had to go to just one,
Yeah, apart from E3.
you'd probably get a better, like in terms of just what you do in community management, you'd probably be able to reach more people at PAX. But in terms of just fun, it's probably going to be a tie between Comic-Con, yeah, they're all actually pretty fun in their own right.
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con is really fun. Otakon, I think last year was the only year I haven't gone since I've moved up here. That's insanely fun. PAX was a lot of fun when I went. They're all just fun.
I've unfortunately yet to visit any of these conventions.
Hold on, you have no excuse for PAX. It's like right down.
On your doorstep.
It's like maybe a couple.
Yeah, but
Lawrence, next year we go together.
All of us, we will make this venture.
And then we do the live podcast.
Oh.
Okay. This idea has purpose. I like this idea. Going back to the question in regards to what esports like we would participate in, I think if I had to pick one for myself, I think it would have to probably be within the fighting game genre and Virtual Fighter. I think I'd probably have to say, if I were to do esports, it'd be Virtual Fighter. Mostly because, to me, with Virtual Fighter, I feel like I can get into Virtual Fighter more than most, if not any other fighting game. Like, other fighting games, like, I play them, and it's, you know, sometimes I do well, sometimes I just get thrashed in playing them online. Like, if you're following my Twitter for Dead or Alive, it was just, you know, 12... I went 0-12, my first 12 matches online.
Oh, wow.
But with Virtual Fighter, I feel like I can go, okay, if I get them in this situation, I do a poke, and then I do a sidestep, and then I can do a throw, or if they try to do a throw escape, I do this. I can think my way through Virtual Fighter. And I can do all the stuff, you know, like not go for launchers when, you know, it's not appropriate. You know, sidestep appropriately, do advanced throw escape guard, and stuff like this in Virtual Fighter that I can't do in any of the other fighting games. I don't have that advanced skill set in any other fighting game except Virtual Fighter. And that I pretty much thank to Virtual Fighter 4 Evolution because of the tutorial mode kind of teaching you all the advanced nuances of the system. That and the Virtual Fighter community is probably the friendliest community for fighting games that I've seen. Because I've been on Virtual Fighter, virtualfighter.com, and the community there is also insanely nice. So, but yeah, and Virtual Fighter doesn't really have that big of a presence in the United States. It really doesn't. It's more of a niche title, believe it or not. Like even though it started the whole 3D fighting game, you know, idea back in the early 90s, it's kind of that game where, you know, people have the misconception that it copied Tekken. But Tekken came after Virtual Fighter 1 by about a year or two. So it's that game that's kind of buried underneath everything. Even though it started 3D fighters, it's kind of buried underneath the other 3D fighters. Because Tekken is bigger than it by popularity. I would argue Dead or Alive is bigger than it by popularity. Soul Calibur grew bigger than it in popularity. And so Virtual Fighter is kind of, you know, it's there, but it's not booming in the United States. In Japan, it's giant, Virtual Fighter, which is, you know, kind of the worry about Virtual Fighter 5 Final Showdown ever reaching the United States. I mean, in Japan, nobody had to worry. It's a Virtual Fighter game in Japan. In America, it was kind of, ooh, are we ever going to see this? And then 2 years later, we finally got it.
Okay, right. When you talk about Virtual Fighter, what do you think about Akira on the Dead or Alive 5 pack shots? Because I know he's well known in Japan, which is why he's there in the pack shot. You know the pack shot, the box art.
Right.
Yeah, I've got it right in front of me actually.
Yeah, I like Akira's pose on the box art for Dead or Alive 5. It's him pretty much crouched down doing his Tetsuzanko, so it looks like, you know, you see it and you go, oh, that's Akira. Oh, that's cool. So you can actually
so the gamers in America, they know Akira, right? Of course. They know it.
Yes, some I've seen actually recognize Akira right on the box art. Others are kind of, using Dead or Alive, and then they see the Virtual Fighter characters, and that's their first time trying them. So
For some people, here in UK, they don't know about Akira. They thought that's Ryu or Ryu. It's like, oh, Ryu from Street Fighter. I was like, no, it's not.
oh yeah,
man.
I've seen that. Yeah.
I grew up. My first kind of, well, not my first Street. Well, actually, yeah, I would say it's my first Street Fighter was Virtual Fighter 2. So, yeah, the character kind of just sticks to mind straight off from that.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, my first Virtual Fighter was VF4, and Akira was even on the cover for that one, and I think he's on the cover of each of them. So he's their poster boy for Virtual Fighter. He's not the main character, but he's their poster boy.
I think that was in the Fighter Chronicles as to why they picked him as being one of the characters. They picked key characters from that game, from the first, that have been since the first game when it inspired Dead or Alive.
Right. The one thing I will say about the Virtual Fighter crossover between DOA and VF is I did notice that some players picked up Virtual Fighter 5 or downloaded Virtual Fighter 5 Final Showdown from PSN or Xbox Live to try Akira, Sarah, and Pi before their Dead or Alive incarnations came out to kind of, I guess get a little bit of a head start with at least some of the characters. So they would pick up VF5FS to try them there before getting DOA, and some people even are playing DOA to see the Virtual Fighter characters, and now people are interested in playing VF5FS because of the DOA incarnations of Akira, Sarah, and Pi.
I think it helped a lot because the PlayStation Plus were actually running that as one of their free games in the promotion too.
Yes, it was.
So I mean, I downloaded it on that as well. Why not?
Yeah, I think. Let's see. I think it was the first week of it being released. It was free for PlayStation Plus owners, and all of the DLC costumes were $3 off. So something that was going to cost you $45 as a whole was $22 on release if you're a PlayStation Plus holder. So that really did help sales.
I still notice on the box that Rig still has a hoof.
Oh. Well, it does look like that, but if you look into it, like, carefully, it's actually
It's his leg moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually like that the way that they. I mean, I like this box art. I like, they kind of went for the lighter tones and everything else in the last couple, and this time they've darkened it up. And, with the explosion in the background, kind of emphasizes the dramatic environments that they're fighting in and stuff.
Yeah, and the darker story tone in general.
Yeah.
DOA 5.
What did you think of the story?
What was that?
What did you think of the story?
See, I liked the route they went with the story. The first time playing it, I kind of felt like there were some things that were off about the story in terms of like little minor things here and there. But then after the post-credit scene, and then after seeing that, and Chin mentioning it after I was talking about it on Twitter, I decided to play through the story again with that knowledge I already knew from the first playthrough.
Then you would get it.
Right, I get more of it. Like, there's still some little things there that are kind of like, I wonder how that's going to work, or how this happened, or... Because sometimes the story jumps from place to place to place.
Yeah, it's like, the first time I played it, I was like, why Christy talk to Rick like that? So now you kind of get it, why, right?
Yeah. Yeah, now you kind of get stuff like that. But they're also, like, little, I guess, like, minor nitpicks in terms of, like, the first part of Kasumi's story. Like, obviously we know what that entails now, but in the sense of she goes from being on the ship to all of a sudden being in the Arctic. with no in between. You know, it's kind of like the little things like that where they hop from place to place.
But yeah,
They
when
kinda-
she encounters Damon.
Yeah, like when she encounters Bayman. It's like, okay, you went from here to here, but there's no in between. You know, it's kind of jarring. I wouldn't say it takes away from it, but it kind of makes you look and go, so what happened? You know, how'd she get there? You know, that type of thing.
Well,
Because the story likes to hop.
Assume we can teleport, right?
Well,
Yeah.
well, how would she know to teleport into the Arctic?
Because
Because it's like, you know, she can teleport. But why the Arctic?
why not? Look,
She-
look.
She,
What is?
She's calculated.
No, you know what? You know why she went to the Arctic? Where do you always find shady, suspicious things in fighting games?
Well, that's
Where does Superman hide out?
Exactly. You can find tons of things in the Arctic.
but she could have easily just teleported to the laboratory sooner.
If
That's
she knew.
also
Hold
shady
on.
people hide out.
Hold on. Let's assume that her teleporting goes by Nightcrawler rules. She has to know where it is to teleport there.
Hmm. Okay, now you're pulling Marvel out on me. Okay.
I'm about to say. So we have to give it some rules with this teleportation thing.
Okay. You would think she would dress for the Arctic, though. I'm just saying.
Now hold on. Can you mess with their costumes in story mode? Because that would be hilarious if you have her in her swimsuit in the Arctic. That would just be funny.
No, but it is funny when you do a versus match in swimsuits in the Arctic.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I myself, I like the story. I like the approach to the story. It's very different to how fighting games normally tackle story. They fit a small cutscene which usually makes no sense, if that at all, or just have a full cutscene at the end of the whole arcade scenario, and that's it.
Right. This story mode, the way they did the format for it, reminds me of Mortal Kombat and King of Fighters 13, and that's exactly what I like about it. Because, in my opinion, both those games help set a standard for single-player content in fighting games. King of Fighters for 2D, Mortal Kombat for 3D. Because Mortal Kombat had this giant story mode where you went from chapter to chapter with each character, kind of like how Dead or Alive 5 did this story mode, where you go from chapter to chapter with each character. So, you know, that type of thing I really liked about Dead or Alive 5 story mode. It wasn't just, you know, play through arcade mode and then see an ending. It was play through a story mode and you see the entire all-encompassing story of Dead or Alive 5.
Yeah.
Now, I still kind of wish they had the arcade mode endings, but, you know, given that this game had a story mode, I can kind of see why they didn't go that route, but it would have been nice to have that as a little extra. Like how Tekken kind of did with the scenario campaign being the main story, and, you know, you can still do the arcade mode to give you endings.
Yeah.
You know, but overall, I did like the story mode. I had to give it a second playthrough to really understand everything, though.
Yeah.
I have another question here.
Okay.
What's your all-time favorite anime or manga, and why? Oh, and favorite character.
I don't think you guys know this, because I'm not sure if you know the Robot Cat, because I was born in Asia. So back in my childhood, you know Doraemon? No one knows, right? Go to Google.
All right.
I just put it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably the anime that I like. As for the manga, I think if you guys get a chance, I'll send you the YouTube link. Go to Google. I think it's called Hell Teacher. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a horror and comedy. So it's like he's not human, but try to read the manga. It's really funny. and sexy and scary.
I just linked it in the video. So.
Okay.
Okay.
So
that's
what?
What about you guys?
Justin, you can go first on this one. Because I need to think about which one on my end. So.
All right. I would definitely have to say at the moment, One Piece is definitely one of my favorites right now. It just does a great job at telling an overarching story. The characters are created in such a way that they're relatable. They're not too over the top. They're believable characters in the world that they're created in. Like I feel like that's important when you're telling any kind of story, that the characters feel like they fit in that world. He also does this great job. Oda does this great job at creating this world that on the surface it looks really bright and lighthearted. Then when you actually start getting into the story, getting into the mythology of One Piece, you realize it's really kind of a crappy place to live. Like the Great Age of Pirates, we have to remember, not all the pirates we see are going to be as nice as the Straw Hats. You have some pretty nasty crews out there. So it kind of makes sense why the Navy is extreme as they are, because they're dealing with literally thousands of crews that are not necessarily good.
Right.
And a strong second place to that would be Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail's made by the same guy, his name escapes me at the moment, that did Rave Master. It's really good. It's set in this world, the Kingdom of Fiora, and it focuses on this wizard guild called Fairy Tail and all the odd jobs and quests that they take. And the main focus of it is, bonding with your friends, forging friendships, what it really means to be a team, what it really means to be a family, and I'm enjoying it. It's a great series. It's hard to talk about it without spoiling it, because there's a lot of little things that happen that don't show up for another 200 chapters, and it happens and you're like, oh dear, you set this up way back then. So it's hard to really get into it without spoiling it. I would just say, if you're looking for something new to pick up that's kind of under the radar, definitely check out Fairy Tail.
Cool. I knew Fairy Tail's animation style looked familiar, but I couldn't place it.
Yeah, I will say the manga for Fairy Tail is definitely better than the anime. It seems like the anime, they just pushed something out there. They didn't really take time to make it a faithful adaptation. They just kind of literally animated the panels and said, all right, out the studio you go. So.
Oh, wow.
But great series. It just feels like the anime doesn't do the manga justice.
Okay. That makes sense. There are a few anime that don't really do the manga justice in general, or they kind of tinker with what the manga did right, and then just it's like sticking all the ideas on a dartboard and then just throwing darts. At that point.
Essentially.
Yeah. If I had to say favorite anime, I'd probably have to go a little bit more. Okay. For nostalgia purposes, my favorite anime would have to go to Yu Yu Hakusho.
True.
Just for the storyline behind it and how it didn't feel like every little plot twist didn't feel like it came out of nowhere.
Right.
Like, I would only argue one or two maybe did, but at the end it was well explained enough that, to me it was how you do a plot twist right. Like, you go through it and you try to explain, how this character is so powerful in Yusuke Urameshi at the start of the series. He starts out kind of, I guess you could say weak by the standards set later in the series. But as time goes on, he learns more about his spiritual powers and his energy after having died and then come back to life. So after that, he becomes the spirit detective, and then from there, it sets him off on the numerous adventures from him with his friend Kuwabara, meeting Kurama and Hiei, and then going from there from the start to meeting the Toguro brothers and having those fights. And really, it evolves into this expanding, series that, in my opinion, it really only fell flat in the final saga. So I would say for like 3/4 of Yu Yu Hakusho, it was a fantastic series, but for the final saga, it was just good. So to me, that says something. But due to nostalgia, I always have it kind of high up there because I always loved Yu Yu Hakusho. Like I still have my DVD collection of the series back when the DVDs were individuals. I collected each DVD as it came out. So I was really hardcore into Yu Yu Hakusho at the time. I guess another current favorite anime would be Dead Man Wonderland, thanks to the Adult Swim Toonami
Yes,
block.
definitely a good series.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy Dead Man Wonderland. I mean, it's a shame about the finale of it trying to link into the next part of the series, but the manga is still ongoing while the anime is ended. But the anime itself, I feel, covered a lot of good ground in terms of, to get someone started in the series.
Right.
And in my opinion, a lot of the action in Dead Man Wonderland was you pretty much say it was well written, it was well animated. Like nothing felt like it was trying to be a rush job for the anime. Everything felt like it had a purpose in the anime, even though they only had a limited amount of chapters to work with. So it wasn't like they were trying to fit things in, but it actually felt like it worked along with the limit that they had pretty much imposed on them due to the manga chapters at the time. My favorite manga would have to be Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin gets my spot for favorite manga.
That's definitely that is definitely a good series. Hold on, you said that. That reminds me, Lawrence. Have you checked out Way of the Samurai 4 yet?
Have I checked out which?
Way of the Samurai 4.
Way of the Samurai 4?
I have not checked
let me
it out.
Google. Why? Tell us, Justin.
Because the era and the setting of it is eerily reminiscent of Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh.
We have the shogunate's on its last days. A wanderer just rolled into town. Stop me if you've heard this before, Lauren. So, but it is definitely worth checking out. I think it's one of the drafts I have on the Tumblr, putting up a first impressions of it. So hopefully I can have some free time this weekend to write that up.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have not checked out Way of the Samurai 4 yet, mostly because, as I was explaining earlier, my PS3 is still a fat 80 gigger.
Oh yeah, no, it is a sizable download.
Oh, goody. But yeah, I haven't checked it out yet, mostly because of file size reasons.
All right.
But yeah, I do intend to try to get back into Way of the Samurai. I have played Way of the Samurai 1 back on the PS2, but I have not played any of the others yet.
Oh, okay.
Right. So yeah, those would be my favorite anime and manga. I would probably give it to those three.
For me, it's one of my kind of favorite series has been Ghost in the Shell, but kind of steering away from that. One series that I loved, I've watched so many times over and over again, is the Zone of the End series, which was done by IDW. Now, a lot of people didn't quite get into this series. A lot of people got quite annoyed by the robot, the orbital frame Doris, because she sings a lot. But I mean, the story throughout the whole series and everything, I always found brilliant. The kind of bonding between the characters. Well, it's about James Links, who a kind of down and out delivery guy, gets given a job. His wife's, I presume, dead. And he's got his two kids, which he doesn't really see that often. They kind of don't respect him or anything like that. And he takes on this job. He then, in amongst the crate that he's taking to, there's the feud between Mars and Earth. And in this crate he's taking on this dispatch is a orbital frame, which is Loris. And it gets found out that the package is all illegal and everything, and the military get involved. His wife was a Martian. She was from Mars. He was from Earth. There was a whole lot of issues with that. And that's kind of where the story starts off, and he tries to build up his family bonds, and there's all these other characters which kind of jump in, and it all develops up into this massive big battle at the end, and it's just, I mean, I always found the whole series just fantastic myself. When it comes to manga, I don't read a lot, but one of the mangas that always sticks in mind that I loved reading was the Vampire Hunter D manga novels. I just love the characters. I love the art and the book in the on the pages and everything. There's a lot of action, good monsters. Plus, also I kind of have a thing with the vampires and everything else there.
To kind of go back on your Zone of the Enders anime, from what I understand, it has some link to the video games.
It does. Actually, characters which are linked. You see Anubis, you see Viola. If you ever watch the animated series, you probably want to watch the movie Idolo first, because that sets all the backstory for the series, and then the series is all jumps into the story of Idolo as to be true, and it all kind of pieces together and makes a lot of sense. So it's always in there. And, there's a lot of links. There's a lot of characters which actually are mentioned or actually feature from the game series.
Okay.
All right.
Which is also one of my favorite game series.
I have to consider getting that Zone of the Enders HD special edition later this month. I'm a huge Zone of the Enders fan. Okay.
So there's another question here. It's a bit of a silly one. It's what's Lianxi's secret? They want to know how she's able to stand up without falling down.
Sorry, I think it's a connection problem. I can't hear you. Sorry.
Lianxi. So how she's able to stand up without falling down?
Well, it's video games.
Done.
I guess that's the answer.
Because video games.
There's no such thing as gravity or balance in video games. Unless
She can stand up without falling down. Let's say, well, if someone asks you this kind of question, how can you answer? I don't know. It's video games. It depends. If Lianxi is in.
Same reason live girls stand up.
I was about to say, she's clearly been working with Kasumi on getting their posture correct. Clearly.
Right.
More like Tina.
Ah.
My God, Tina, she's so sexy. But I mean, if it's let's say if Lianxi is in DOA 5, maybe she will fall down.
I think she'll fall down a lot.
Yeah, this explains a lot. So well, my answer is yeah. My answer would be is I don't know.
A mother has to stand up straight.
Just for Lian Sure, you'd have to introduce the Smash Brothers Brawl mechanic of tripping.
Hilarious.
She would just be running and then she would just fall forward.
She would stagger like Sang Fei, you know, when he does his running and his running attack.
Oh yeah, just do the one swipe and then go. Whoop.
Well, well, I don't know what's going on.
We'll have to consult. Yeah,
She seems special.
we'll have to consult the guys at make doing the and see what they say.
Yeah, that one that one can only be answered by because video games.
Really, that is the only answer we can get.
I've been informed that Day also falls in line with Rich's Get a Live podcast birthday.
I'm sorry, what was that? Well, I think we're having a little bit of a connection issue.
The TK Day kind of comes in line with Get a Life podcast birthday.
Oh wow!
Oh, okay.
I've been kind of informed. Wants to know what our favourite kind of cakes are.
What our
I
favorite
don't think
kind
he's
of
going to give it to us.
what our favorite kind of cakes are?
What favourite cakes are, yeah.
Well, I mean, if he's giving out cake on his birthday, I mean, you can just send a cheesecake my direction, and I'll be happy. Cheesecake over everything.
Are you guys talking about cakes?
Why, yes.
Yes.
We are.
Oh my god, it's 9:30 at night, and now I'm hungry.
We are messing up. First it was the donuts, and now it's cake. We are going to sabotage you one way or another.
So what? It's morning time there, right?
No, it's about like 4:30 in the afternoon.
Same here.
Okay, that's cool. You still can have cake. Screw you guys.
I'm just looking at a little tray of cookies that's like right next to me. And I'm looking at it like,
See, y'all are just being mean right now. Y'all are just purposely trying to sabotage.
Y'all know better.
Oh man. Well, we know it's late over there, Chin. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to come hang out with us, and share some knowledge, share experiences, and just really, it is always a pleasure to hear from you. We thank you very much.
Well, thanks you guys for having me.
We must do this more often.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, please do, because when I get more details about the upcoming games, because we have a lot of new games coming out in the Q1 2013.
Yes.
I think there's some of the games that we haven't announced, so hopefully we can work together and I can have more info and we can talk about it and we can talk about cakes.
Yeah, definitely. We always love to talk about new releases and more importantly, cakes. You can't hate on a cake discussion.
Video
right.
games
Next time we can do the podcast like that will be our daytime, your nighttime, and we can do it this way, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
I could do that.
Okay.
I could probably do that.
Awesome.
Rident, there's no more questions from the Tumblr?
No, that was pretty much all. I mean, there was some...
yeah, there's some that we're
ones
not going to get answered. I took a quick peek at it. Yeah, there's some of those we're not going to answer.
Oh boy.
So...
Well, when it comes to me, I can expect some of the questions are really dirty. So...
Yeah.
It's not going on to this podcast, sorry. Go to my Tumblr, it's 18+.
No. Good answer. But yeah, Chin, thanks for hanging out with us. And thank you guys for listening in. We always appreciate having you guys listen in, give us feedback.
Stay tuned for stay tuned, watch our Twitter feed and our Facebook pages. We will be setting up an event page for TK Day. We'll also put details of the tournaments that we're doing. We should have surprises for you. So yeah, just keep an eye on that. The tournament we're hoping to run on the Saturday of that weekend. one on PS3, one on Xbox.
Yeah, so like Rident said, stay tuned to our Twitter feed, stay tuned to our Facebook pages, stay tuned to Tumblr. We will be announcing more details about the Dead or Alive tournament. We'll have the event page set up. I'm just repeating everything he just said. Yeah, we hope that we really hope to get all of you involved in this next TK Day. We've had a lot of success for the TK Days in the past. We're hoping to continue that trend with this next one.
Right. Thank you guys for holding this, but keep me updated. Our Twitter as well. So yeah.
Right. So
We don't even need to tell you to keep an eye on Jim's feed.
Ha!
Yeah. So for more information throughout the week for the TK Day and the Dead or Alive 5 tournaments, keep an eye on our Twitter page, which is @WeAreGamers, or to follow the community manager of Tecmo Koei, it's @INSP Chin, Inspector Chin. So with that, we also follow our Facebooks. Chin has his own Facebook. We have ours as well, @WeAreGamers, Chin Sun Sun. So I think that pretty much covers all the social media stuff.
Indeed it does. Unless anyone else has anything to add.
I can't really think of anything that comes to mind in terms of what to really add at the end for this.
All right. Well,
maybe other than for the just the Dynasty Warriors series in general, in regards to its future, to please support the Warriors games, even if there is no English dub to them. At least support the games for the games as they are.
right. The one way to get what you want across is supporting the game. If they see that the game has a huge backing, maybe they'll start putting in the other stuff that we want in there. Maybe they'll start to listen to us more.
And don't just keep asking for freebies, because that's not money going.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't come across as desperate or wanting free handouts when it comes to video games, because then that only leads to, and I hate to use this buzzword, entitlement. And no one is really entitled to anything other than the game as it's released. So to help support the Warriors games and to help, maybe get what you want, give Tecmo Koei what they want, which is your business.
We want your love and we want your money. No, really. Well, yeah. We have a really good community, which is a very good thing. So I'll try my best to kind of pass the message over, because especially as you can see for DOA 5, we've done it really well. People didn't like the Hitomi's face, we changed it. People liked the costumes, and we made it. So I think the team in Japan, because it's a different culture, and they started to realize the difference between the culture in Japan and the culture in overseas. They kind of start to pick it up and learn. So, which is why I think community is playing one of the big part in this gaming industry now. So, yeah, I'll keep working with you guys. So hopefully we can have better games coming out.
Cool.
Thank you.
We love what we do, Chan.
I do have one question, Chin.
Yep.
Yeah, as you said in regards to fan feedback and fan reaction, is there an opportunity or any chance at all for, like, Warzone G3 Hyper has the 4 different characters, and Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge is pretty much an entirely different game. Is there a chance at all of that being DLC, paid DLC, or by any chance for PSN or Xbox Live?
For Warzone 3 Hyper, the new characters, they're exclusively for Wii U version.
Okay.
So I don't see it coming as a DLC.
Okay.
So, but as for Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, I don't know much about this yet, but when I get the confirmation, I'll tweet you guys and I'll let you guys know. But for Warzone 3 Hyper, as far as I know, those new characters, they're exclusive for the Wii U version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's all I just wanted to ask.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Thanks.
Well, as always, everyone, thanks for hanging out with us. We're glad you tuned in to the Gamers Podcast, and we will see you in 2 weeks, same time, same place. And like we said, watch all of our Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebooks for more information about the TK Day and the DOA tournaments. It's been great. Thanks, guys.
Take
Thank
care.
you.